You look all organised, Natalie.
So,
Looking good. Yes.
ready.
Yes, I'm ready. Definitely. Let's wait for the others.
So if you want to grab any props that you think you might need for your yin, so if you like a bolster or a cushion, now's your chance to gather. Okay.
Could you pin Natalie? Would that be all right?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Well done, Michelle.
My eyesight's shocking.
Back at you, snap. There we go. Is that all right for everyone?
You're pinned. Been pinned.
Hang on, wait. I think I have to do it different spotlight. Spotlight for everyone. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Should we begin?
Yes, please.
So, welcome to this yin practice. Aiming for an hour, and I want to ask if everyone's well and happy to practice with me today. Yes, good. Following the theme, I actually had the 4 seasons on my notes, so we'll do a bit of moon along with the 4 seasons. And I'm going to start with a little poem by G. Boston. Summer drifts proudly behind the clouds as autumn sheds its skin and howls wildly into the crisp of the night air. The moon shines its blue reflection upon the winter frost. While spring slumbers and dreams of the yellow tint of April, seasons linger and fall like the rushing tides. Years drift along the wind like the scattering of 1,000 leaves. Another gone, another here, and another sleeping patiently, waiting for its time to open eager eyes. We all drink from the same cup, our wine as sweet as our intention. We all drink from the same cup, our wine as sweet as our intention. So what I'd like us to think about a little bit today as we contemplate the different benefits that the seasons bring us is also contemplate the pauses in between the seasons. So intention setting and taking that on board. I think that's really important for us all to think about. So we're going to start with a pranayama exercise. So as you're all sitting perfectly as you are, place your hands in whichever mudra is right for you. And then we're looking at a breath in 4 parts, symbolic of the seasons. So if I demonstrate first, we're going to sit nice and tall with our spine straight, feeling grounded on our mat. We're going to breathe in through the nose as we look to the right. And then exhale through the mouth as we come back to center. Then we'll inhale to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale, gently look up. Exhale back to center. And then finally, we bow our heads down, chin to chest. Back to center. So let's try and do that together. We'll do 5 breaths. And you might want to contemplate the spring, summer, autumn, and then maybe we bow to winter at the end. So when you're ready, inhale and turn your heads to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale up, gently. Exhale to center. Inhale, chin down. Exhale to center. We go again. The left. Up. And down. Again. Think of that Ujjayi breath on our final round. Just rest for a moment here. Feel into your body. Hopefully you feel some relaxation flowing through, the prana working its way through the body. Just take a moment. And when you're ready, we're going to stand because we're going to be spending a lot of time down on the mat. So let's stand up and we'll have a moment in mountain pose in Tadasana. So we stand firmly with our feet on our mats, spreading the toes, feeling nice weight distribution down all parts of the feet. Our spine is straight, our shoulders are back, palms facing forward, looking straight ahead. Should feel strong and steady in mountain pose, Tadasana. Breathe here. Grounded through the floor. 3 more breaths. Bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, into prayer mudra. And then we're going to do 5 breaths, breathing in, and we're going to make the shape of that big, round, full moon. Breathe in and then bring our hands back down to heart center. Again, breathe in. And hands down. Lovely, deep, full breaths in. Exhale as you come down. Final one. Now we take our hands up and we're going to we're going to move into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So I like to do the Kali Mudra here. So the left thumb over the right, and then the first fingers together. I just feel that gives a nice strong mudra. So arms straight, shoulders down, feeling balanced, feet just hip width apart, no, feet together, sorry, feet together. And as you inhale, gently stretch the arms up, and on the exhale, we're going to curve gently to our right. Feel that left hip gently taking itself out to the side. Breathing here, breathe into that left rib cage. Lovely, and back to center. And then the same on the other side. Inhale, feel a lovely straight spine. And on the exhale, gently curve in that half moon crescent shape. Keeping yourself upright, not tipping forward. Breathing here. Back to center. Over again to the right. Inhale. And over you go. Exhale across. Beautiful crescents. Shining bright. Back to center. Inhale. And back to the left. Should feel that stretch all across the right side. And last one, inhale. And curve round. Back to center. And over to the left. Lovely. Okay. We're now going to come down onto all fours. So if you'd like to get that position on the mat. And we're going to start with Anahatasana, our melting heart posture. So let's start with our hands underneath our shoulders, knees hip width apart. And then from your hands in this position, I'd like you to walk them then forward, allowing the chest to drop towards the floor. Keep the hips above the knees, find that neutral position for your arm width. Might not be shoulder width apart, it needs to feel comfortable to you. Rest your head either on the mat or on a cushion. And breathe into that posture. If the shoulder has any pain or tingling, then just come down into child's pose. If your knees feel uncomfortable after a while, then reach for a blanket. Comfort is key. Going to stay here for a few minutes. Let the breath move through you. And let's sit into the stillness. Final few breaths here. And then to come out of the pose, come into child's pose and place your arms behind you. So hands, back of the hands rest on the mat, just to take those arms in the opposite direction. Breathe here. And as we rest in this counter pose, this is the pause I mentioned earlier. Let's pause. Feel into your body. Recognize any changes, any sensations before we move on to the next. Breathe here. Enjoy this rest. And when you're ready, I'd like you to make your way onto your backs. Lie flat on your backs, with your legs outstretched. And we're going to move into a reclining twist. So if reclining twist, you like to have a cushion, maybe just to be there for support, then get hold of that now. So to initiate a twist from the hips, keep the shoulders pinned to the mat. Draw one or both knees into your chest. Open your arms to the side like wings, and then drop the knee or knees to the right. Breathe into the body. And rest here. Experiment with your head. Feel where you want it. You might want to look in the opposite direction if that's comfortable for you. Just makes a little bit deeper the overall stretch. If the shoulder's floating uncomfortably, place a blanket under it. Just do what you need to do to feel comfortable. Final few breaths here before very gently, carefully bringing your legs back to center in semi-supine. You might want to have a little stretch and a rock, bringing the knees into the chest before you gently lower the knees to the opposite side, making any adjustments as you go to repeat on the other side. Final few breaths here. And when you're ready, gently and slowly bring the knees back, semi-supine. And we're going to do 2 counter poses here because I think those stretches are quite strong. So let's start with a very gentle windshield wipers whilst we're lying on our backs. That's a good release. So lying down with your knees bent, your feet on the floor, and then drop the knees gently and steadily from side to side. And then bring the knees into chest, nice hug, and maybe a little rock from side to side. And then with the feet back on the mat, keeping the knees up, again we reach that pause between seasons, when we can contemplate how we feel. So check into areas of your body that might feel nicely stretched now. Is there still some tension? How does it feel? Really connecting with yourself during this pause. And then we're going to move into happy baby whilst we're on our backs. So we take The knees back in. We take the soles of the feet with our hands, and the ankles, or the backs of the legs. Pull the knees gently towards the floor, alongside the chest, relaxing head and shoulders down to the floor. Keep breathing through the body, sitting in the stillness, in your happy baby. If it starts to feel a little much, you can always rest the hands on the backs of the thighs just to open that out a little more. Try and keep the small of the back along the mat. Or maybe a blanket there to protect it if the lower back feels a little vulnerable. Keep breathing. Focus on the breath. Any wandering thoughts, just send them gently on their way. Stay in the present moment. Final few breaths here. And when you're ready, release the feet, placing them back on the floor, knees bent. Keeping the knees together, you might like to walk the feet away from each other and just pause there for a moment. And then again, we'll take the windshield wipers gently left and right, dropping them from side to side. And then bring them back to centre. And again, we take our pause. Feel into the hips, the buttocks, the legs in general. How does it feel? taking this time to connect with ourselves. Then when you're ready, you just roll onto one side and bring yourself up onto the mat. We're coming into Sphinx, so we want to be back down on our front, so you can go all fours and then walk your way down to lying on your belly, whichever way you get there, but we just want you down on your belly, the elbows just ahead of the shoulders, so you're propping yourself up. Just notice how it feels in your lower back. If it feels too strong, then just move your elbows a little further ahead of yourself. And you can lower the chest closer to the floor. And perhaps lying flat on the floor might be enough for your lower back today. Just do what you feel is appropriate for you today. Relax the neck. Maybe breathe in, taking the breath all the way down to the lower back, where that curve rests. Lovely inhale and exhale. Enjoying the stillness and the clear mind. And taking your final few breaths in Sphinx. Slowly lower your chest to the floor. Turn the head to one side. You could rest the cheek on the palms. Just let's decompress that lower back. And then when you're ready, push up through the hands and we'll flow back into child's pose for a lovely, gentle counter pose. You may want to rest your head on your palms, but just feel that counter pose. down the spine, into the lower back. Then hands to the mat, pushing up onto all fours. Let's do a few gentle cat-cows, not too deep, just to work through that spine. So we inhale, round down. Exhale, arch up. Inhale, round down. Sorry, other way, isn't it? Inhale. Sorry. Inhale. Look up. Exhale, round down. Inhale up. Exhale, round down. And you just come into sitting posture, easy pose. Then we'll take that now familiar pause. Close the eyes. And let's contemplate how our body feels. What do you notice about the spine, the hips, the legs, the shoulders? Just feel into all aspects of the body and recognize how you feel. And then the final posture for this sequence, we're going to take a squat. And as we move into this posture, I'd like to invite you to hold gratitude for the seasons, gratitude for all the benefits each bring in their own special way. So when you're ready, let's come up to standing with the feet hip width apart. Feet turn slightly outwards. And then when you're ready, we're going to squat down, arms in front, in prayer. All the way down, with the elbows pushing slightly against the knees. Find a place where you can relax in this pose. If it's tough on the lower back, sit down onto a cushion or a bolster. And let's breathe into this posture. Giving thanks for all the seasons have to offer. And taking final few breaths here. And gently and carefully sit down and slowly straighten the legs out in front of you. Straighten the legs. Sit tall. Sitting bones, feel them placed on the mat. And we'll go into staff pose, Dandasana. So the hands just alongside the buttocks, slightly behind the shoulders, nice and tall. Looking with your gaze, your drishti straight ahead as you inhale. Toes pointing up to the ceiling, nice and strong in the feet, and exhale, chin to chest. And in this position, continue inhaling, exhaling, pushing gently through the hands to keep the shoulders strong and back. Final few breaths here before you prepare for Shavasana. Take a blanket, whatever you need to be warm and comfortable. As you take your position on the mat, I invite you to feel into all parts of the body that are in contact with the mat. I'd like you to feel into what this current season is offering us, this beautiful autumn season. And let's think about letting go. Just as the leaves fall to the ground, we're going to let go of anything we're holding on to, anything mentally we're holding on to that we can now let go of. Feeling grounded and relaxed, safe and at home in your body and on the earth. At home in the presence of your own being, your own true nature. At home in the present, in the here and now. Gently bringing your awareness back into the room now. Taking very small movements. Toes, the fingers. And when you're ready, gently and carefully coming back up to sitting. Take our hands into prayer to Anjali Mudra. Place them on the forehead and bow down to your inner wisdom, your true inner teacher. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.
Thank you, Natalie. That was so nice.
Oh, Natalie, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's just recoup everybody and come back to it very gently, just to give yourselves 5 minutes and then we'll come back to sitting, okay? Just have a little rest. 5 minutes and then we'll come back. 5. So thank you so that was such a great reset, Natalie. Thank you so much.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing that a lot, actually.
Oh, such a gift.
Oh.
So lovely to have that. Thank you so much.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm just going to press stop.